up? What's going on? How you doing? How's it going? Welcome back to the Happy Hour here on ICRT. I am your host, DJ Addy Longlegs, and we got a special treat for you this afternoon. I'm very excited about this because it's something very near and dear to my own heart. We're going to be talking about education, but more specifically, hands-on education and sort of exploratory outdoor education. So here with me in the studio this afternoon, I'm very excited to welcome Dr. Sheila Sistrunk as well as two students. We have Charlie and Elon here with me, and they are from the康桥School down in Sinju. Hello, and welcome to all of you. Say hello. So first things first, maybe for some of our listeners who are not as familiar with康桥, it is an international school, and this is you were from the Sinju branch down in Sinju there, and I think one of the things that康桥is known for is letting students be led by their own interests and sort of following what they themselves are interested in, and following that passion, maybe more than just, okay, the teacher says do this, we got to do this. So yeah, just to kind of open things up here, what does this sort of inquiry-based learning look like, and how do you think that really helps students to develop their mindset? Maybe Dr. Sheila, if you'd like to start off here for us.
Sure. So at our school, we like to make science very fun. So for students to have a question about how things go, we do have to give them some foundational things.
Sure.
So we start out by singing a lot of science songs. For example, our scientific method song is a rap song that they learned.
Let's go. Can you rap for us today? No, I won't put you on the spot. Okay.
But Charlie, what are some of the songs that you like?
Well, we had many songs about our science concepts. Like we had the atom song, the rock song, and the Dwarf Planet song.
For me, my favorite one is the Dwarf Planet songs and the atom song because it's very fast. It's a rap.
It's a fast rap. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I've done some teaching of myself. Nothing too scientific per se, but I've definitely found that you make learning fun, engaging, and honestly, music, songs, stuff like that. A lot of people might say, "Wait a minute, this is science. Why are we doing a rap?" Right? But I think that can really help to spark that interest, get kids interested in it, and really develop a passion for science. Real quick, I did not ask you, but Charlie and Elon, what grade are you right now?
I'm a 9th grader in新竹康桥in the international program.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'm also in 9th grade, and we are in the Horseshoe Crab Conservation Club.
Ooh, and I think we'll be getting into that a little bit more here in our interview, just a little bit, talking about the Horseshoe Crab Conservation Program. Really, really interesting stuff. But first, yeah, I wanted to get into the idea of the hands-on stuff and some of the field work, really getting out there, getting out of the classroom. 这个怎么讲？户外的教学这个部分, I think that's so cool, getting out there in the field. So, yeah, maybe we can talk about that a little bit.
So there's some major things that we do, particularly in the 9th grade. They have a pond project, which is a curated pond on our campus, but it behaves much like a natural pond, and they do an ecological study in that pond. Can you tell them some things that you got to do this year for the pond project and some things that you discovered?
Well, in our curated pond on our campus, we would go and collect pond samples in our beakers and bring them back to the science lab. And then we would look at the samples in microscopes and try to identify any organisms, creatures, or insects.
And what is something you found that you really liked, Elon?
Well, for our class, the two teachers select some classmates to become the identifiers for the pond. Although I'm not part of them, but I do find something interesting in the microscope, under the microscope. I found a lot of protist organism that only has one cell is called a paramecium. I found like 5 or more under one microscope, so I'm very shocked at.
Yeah, it makes you think, just how many of those little things are out there everywhere in our world that we normally don't get to see. And, you could watch a video about other scientists learning about that. You could read about it in a textbook, but getting the chance to go out there yourself, to go collect that sample in the pond yourself, I think that really, really does make the whole experience so much more memorable and meaningful. Absolutely. Now we can talk a little bit about this horseshoe crab conservation program. So, maybe just first tell us a little bit more about what it is and how students are working with those marine educators.
Well, in our horseshoe crab conservation club, we got horseshoe crab eggs from an organization called the iOcean, which helps with conservation for endangered organisms. And we need to help the horseshoe crabs because horseshoe crabs are very important in medical purposes. Horseshoe crab blood is blue and it has a special substance inside which can easily detect bacteria and viruses. Very fascinating to take care of horseshoe crabs.
I've heard that, just a little bit about that. That they have the blue. What is it? Their blood? Is that what you said? Or
it's a substance in their blood that can detect viruses, bacteria, and fungi. So they use this around the world to make sure any kind of instrumentation that goes into our body is absolutely clean. And it's also important ecologically. There are other species that depend on the horseshoe crab. So hopefully we can bring those species back to Taiwan. Because that's happened in the United States when they got their numbers up in the United States. They brought a lot of species that weren't there back to the shores, particularly in the East Coast.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, you look at the news and you look at the state of the world, it's easy to feel kind of doom and gloom. It's easy to maybe get a little bit down on the future of our planet, right? But as you just said, there are reasons to hope. We can make a difference. I think programs like this and really getting students involved, starting young people in early on being part of these good changes. 真的是非常的有意义的，非常感人的。That's such a moving and meaningful thing to be doing as a student, So I'm so inspired by this. Aside from you mentioned going to take samples from your pond on campus for this horseshoe crab conservation program. Do you also do some other field work? Do you get to go out to different locations and whether it's looking for horseshoe crabs or looking for other samples? Is that part of the program as well?
They do have a trip to a 17 km trip that they do every year. Each of the different grade levels do to Nanliao. Okay. So they get to go and look at, last year our particular IP program looked at dinoflagellates, tried to find dinoflagellates and other things on the surface of the mudflats in Nanliao.
Last year when I was in 8th grade, we were learning about different types of rocks. And when we went to Nanliao, the teacher told us to identify different types of rocks on the shore. Like there's the igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rock. And we had a lot of fun because we also got to bike around the 70 km route.
That sounds so cool, Charlie. You mentioned you also get to go bike riding. That's part of the whole trip as well. It sounds like a very, very well-rounded program that involves so many different disciplines coming together. We were talking about a little bit of song and rapping. There's physical education parts of this too. Getting on a bike. I think too many students, well, really too many people, if we're honest these days, are too sedentary. So moving your body, that can also help to move your brain a little bit, maybe. Yeah,
I would also like to add, we also do science fair. Each year the students compete in a science fair competition. So we teach them the way that you would do science for college. but of course it's on a junior high level. But we did have 2 students who got to enter the International Science Fair. And last year they competed with high school students from around the world, and they won first place, and they got to represent Taiwan.
Let's go.
In the Cimarron Conference.
Yeah.
They got to represent Taiwan and USA.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty, so the kids take it pretty seriously. They have a lot of fun, and they learn a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and getting a chance to compete on an international stage like that, wow, yeah, talk about an experience you're definitely not going to forget. So on that note, talking about some of these very different, very exciting, very meaningful experiences, I wanted to ask maybe all 3 of you, if you feel like answering, how you think that these experiences really shape and change, students, their character, their confidence, and other things like this. How do you think that these experiences really set you up for your future?
Well, before I joined the international program, our normal science class was just the teacher reading textbook and teaching us what is in the textbook. But after I joined, we had a lot of group assignments, and the group mates were randomly assigned by the teacher. So we had to work with people that we didn't really know of. And that required a huge amount of communication and team coordination skill to actually achieve the goal that we want. We need to have a mutual understanding. Like, I can't just be the boss around here and tell you to do what and what I should do. We should have to talk about and form a mutual opinion on something.
Right, yeah, 有个对话. There needs to be a back and forth, and yeah, I think those skills are very applicable to the rest of your whole life. I mean, there's going to be so many situations in all kinds of different fields, whether that's in science or in scientific study down the road, or just honestly anything else, just about any other subject. You're going to have to be working with people. So yeah, those skills, those are really, really important. Thanks for sharing, Charlie. And then yeah, Elon, what do you think is kind of the same question for you? What do you think that some of these different experiences that the康桥School provides, how do you think that's changed you, and how do you think that's helped you?
So I came to the international program last year, and during this year I experienced a lot I had more experience with like horseshoe crabs and science fair, because I didn't do that before.
Right.
And before I come to the the international program, I listened to what we do in the science class is just listening to the teachers and not doing more. But after I came to this program, I actually be more proactive, and it actually builds my curiosity. When I do the experiment, I will actually think why and how.
I mean, I think that's so important. You really hit a key idea right there, Elon. The idea of students being inspired themselves. It's not just, okay, 老师说怎样，那我要怎样. No, it's not just what the teacher says. You got to do it. You develop your own interests, your own passion. I think that is so valuable. We're just about out of time here, but yeah, maybe just closing thoughts here, if you'd like, Dr. Sistruk, about generally the康桥program, and anything you might want to say to listeners out there who maybe have students of their own who are looking about different schools to go to, or yeah, sell us on it. Why should we go to康桥?
Well, one reason why you do need to go to康桥is that, particularly the Hsinchu campus, is that when you take science, you're going to have lots of hands-on experience. We're going to make science fun. And no matter what that child chooses for their career, every career is going to have some kind of science involved in it. It doesn't matter what you choose. And so the skills that you gain in science are very important.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all again one more time. 感谢三位. Thank you so much, Dr. Sheila Sistruk. We had Charlie and Elon here. Yeah, and last thing, if there are some listeners out there who are interested in learning more, I'm sure they can find some information online and stuff like that, but are there any particular things they should search or look for just to learn some more information?
Go to the康桥International Sinchu website, and there are links there where you can get information.
Perfect. All right. Well, we are out of time. So sorry we can't keep on talking. I love talking about this stuff. I could talk all day. But thank you once again to all three of you. And, keep on doing awesome stuff with your scientific exploration and your learning. And maybe we'll talk again next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.